So they found this additional creation story in a new chapter, undiscovered chapter in the book of Genesis, and it answered the question, why were pets created? Here we go. Adam said, Lord, when I was in the garden, we walked together every day, but now I don't see you anymore, and I'm lonesome, and it is difficult for me to remember how much you love me. And God said, no problem. I'll create you a companion who will be with you forever and will be a reflection of my love for you. So you will feel my love and love me even when we are not together. You can't see me. And so regardless of how selfish you are or childish you are or unlovable you are, this new companion will love you and accept you and adore you just the way you are, just as I love you in spite of yourself. And God created a new animal to be a companion for Adam, and the animal was good, and God was pleased. And the new animal was pleased to be with Adam and wagged his tail. And Adam said, Lord, I already have named all the animals in the kingdom. I can't think of a new name for this new animal. And God said, no problem. Because I have created this animal as a reflection of my love for you, his name will reflect my name too, and you will call him Dog. And Dog lived with Adam, and Adam was a companion to him and loved him. And Adam was comforted, and God was pleased, and Dog was content and wagged his tail. After a while, it came to pass that Adam's guardian angel came to the Lord and said, Lord, Adam has become filled with pride. He struts and preens like a peacock and believes that he is worthy of constant adoration. The dog indeed has taught him that he's loved, but maybe too well. And the Lord said, no problem. I'll create another companion for him. You're getting way ahead of me. Who will be with him forever and who will see him as he is. The companion will remind him of his limitations, so he will know he is not always worthy of adoration. And so God created Cat to be a companion for Adam, and Cat ignored Adam and didn't obey Adam and sometimes didn't go near Adam. And when he looked into Cat's indifferent eyes, he realized he was not such a supreme being after all. And Adam learned humility, and God was pleased, and Adam was greatly improved, and Dog was happy, and Cat didn't really care one way or the other. All right. So even though they're corny and they're old and they're very predictable, I love creation stories because it not only reminds us of the creation story, to me it reminds us of the power of creation and the power to create. The first 5 words in the Bible are, in the beginning, God created. The first thing God did was create. God created the heavens and the earth. God created the sky and the sea. God created day and night. God created the vegetation and living creatures. And God created man and woman, Adam and Eve, in his image and likeness. We are all been created by the Creator, which means we are creators. And we've been told to be fruitful and multiply, which means that we are created to create. You know, Dieter Uchtdorf said, one of the deepest yearnings of the human soul is a desire to create. Every single one of us has an impulse and a desire to create something, to build, to achieve, to accomplish, to manifest something better, something greater, something more wonderful than we are currently experiencing. I read an article this week, and it was called, You Are a Powerful Creator, It's Time to Stop Playing Small. We are creators, but sometimes we play small. I ask you, where in your life are you playing small? Where in your life are you settling? You know, where in your life have you kind of given up hope that this situation will ever get better, resigned to the fact that you'll never be as happy or find the love that you are desiring? You know, sometimes I think it's hard for us to accept that we are powerful spiritual beings. You remember that Marianne Williamson poem, Our Deepest Fear? Our deepest fear is not our darkness, but our light. It is our brilliance and our greatness and our power that sometimes scares us the most. And one of the things we need to do is to own our spiritual power, to own that we are powerful creators. I am a powerful creator. Let's say that together. I am a powerful creator. Take a deep breath. Own it and say it with more conviction. Let's say it again. I am a powerful creator. I am created to create. Together, I am created to create. Turn to the person to your left and right, say, you are a powerful creator. You were created to create. You know, we are all creators, and what we don't always realize, we're always creating. We are always, consciously or unconsciously, we create all of the circumstances and conditions and experiences and feelings that we go through and experience in life. I want you to think about your life right now, about your level of happiness right now, about the quality of your relationships, about your work or your creative expression. Think about your entire life and how you feel about your life. And the fact is, we created all aspects of our lives. And so my question is, what part of your life that you created that you like? What do you like that you created? What have you created that you would like to improve? What is it that you've created that you would like to change? The good news is that we are creators. That we can recreate, even if it's just changing our attitude. We can do things to bring greater peace and a greater sense of joy and a greater sense of positivity into our lives because we are creators, that we are created to create. So we're in week 4 of our 5-week series, looking at the 5 foundational principles of unity. Week 1, we looked at there is only one presence and one power, God the good. Week 2, that we are all expressions of God, that our nature is divine because we have been created in the image and likeness of God. 3, last week, was that prayer is the thing that taps into the allness and the abundance of God. That prayer is the way we align our hearts and minds with God. And this week we're going to look at that we create our lives through our thoughts, through our thinking, through what goes through our minds. That is what attracts and creates our reality and our experiences. You know, whether you call it the law of attraction, the law of cause and effect, or karma, or law of sowing and reaping, I think we all agree, and culturally we agree, that our thoughts create our experience. The thoughts and what we hold in our minds has a huge influence on the things that we attract and experience every single day. And so what we're going to do now is to look at 4 ways that we can use our incredible creative power, the ability to create that we all have. And so the first thing we need to do if we want to be a better creator is to know what we want to create. So what do you want to create in your life? What is it that you want to accomplish or to have or to become or to experience or to feel? What is your heart's greatest desire? What are your goals? What are your dreams? You know, knowing what we want to create is the first step in creation. And the fact is, we need to get a little bit more clear. You know, when the Bible tells us ask, seek, knock, decide, choose, it all means get clear, get clear, get clear, get clear. Know what you want and get clear about it. And that sounds so easy. But I would say most of us aren't always clear about what it is that we want. We sometimes know what we don't want, but we aren't always clear what we do want. You know why? Because we don't always sit and take the time to tune in and really discover what it is our hearts are desiring, what it is that our souls are seeking, what it is that will really bring us a depth of fulfillment and love and joy that we are seeking. Anybody ever been unsure and uncertain, maybe a little wishy-washy or vacillating between what it is you want in your life? Anybody ever been there? Anybody ever had so many choices you were afraid to make any choice at all? You know, it is amazing how most of us, you know, do not know or aren't clear what it is we want or what it is we have. And the thing about it is, if we live in a responsive universe and what we put out comes back to us, what do you think comes back when we send ambiguous, mixed, uncertain energy and messages to the universe? We get upset, but the fact is we weren't clear. We weren't sure. We didn't know what it was that we wanted to create or attract in our lives. That's why we get back some of that energy of uncertainty and ambiguity in our lives. We got to be clear. Kind of reminds me of this married couple. They were both 60 years old, and they were celebrating their 35th wedding anniversary. And during the party, a fairy came, congratulated them, and said, I will grant you a wish. You say the word, it'll be done. And the wife said, I wish to travel around the world, and poof, she had tickets for a cruise around the world. And then she turned to the husband, the fairy, and said, what would you like? And he said, well, what I'd really like is I wish I had a wife that was 30 years younger than me. And poof, he was 90. Okay. You got to be clear. Now, to get clear on what it is we want to create in our lives, I think often it takes us taking a little time to ask and listen. To ask ourselves, to ask our higher self, what is for my highest and best? What is the thing that will bring me the greatest fulfillment? What is the thing that will bring me the greatest joy? Because our soul knows. We just need to tune in. You know, we need to tap in at that deeper level to get clear. And the amazing things about clarity is that when you're clear, your energy tends to be more focused. You tend to be more efficient. You tend to be able to create more in a more effective way. You know, you ever been scattered, you weren't sure what to do, and when we do, you know what happens? We dissipate our energy. But when we're clear, we direct our energy. And so being a powerful creator requires us to be clear so we can focus and direct our creative powers in a more effective way to the end that we're trying to attain. All right, so the first thing to be a better creator is to know and be clear about what you want to create. Second thing is to speak the word. The book of John, chapter 1, verse 1 says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Everything was created by the power of the Word. In Genesis, it says, God said, let there be light, and there was light. In the same way that God spoke the world into existence, our words, we speak things into existence in our own life and our own experience. Our words are more powerful than we realize. And in Proverbs 18:21, it actually gives us a warning. It says, life and death are in the power of the tongue. Your words can tear down. Our words can hurt and curse and diminish, or our words can build up. Our words can bless. Our words can heal. Our words can prosper. And the thing, we need to use our words more carefully and more intentionally. I bet you if I asked how many people think they're positive, everybody'd say yes. How many people think you're negative? Everybody say no. But this guy did a study. Robert Schroff, he's an anthropologist and a professor at Penn State University, and he did studies with people across all ages and nationalities. And he said on average, 50% of what we think and what we say are negative and express some sort of negativity in some way, of fear, or negative emotion, sadness, guilt. 30%, he said, are positive, of the words we speak, and 20% are neutral. And we're not trying to be negative, but sometimes we say words without thinking. Like, my back is killing me. Things just go from bad to worse. Life is hard. Life stinks. Life's unfair. I just can't remember anyone's name. I am such a klutz. I'm a loser. I can never pick the right man or the right woman. I always catch a cold in the middle of the summer. We just say all kinds of things, and then we actually call it into reality by speaking these words. And we speak them kind of carelessly without thinking, but they have an impact on our lives. The most negative things I think we say are in judging and complaining. Sometimes we complain. It's too cold, like I've been doing recently. Or it's too hot. The kids are rude. My partner never listens to me. The economy is terrible. Politicians are crooks. The boss is a jerk. The Cardinals stink. We have all kinds of things. We complain. We complain and complain and complain. I know people are just constantly complaining. They developed a new support group for people who are constantly complaining. It's called On and On and On and On. Okay. Just check and see if you're paying attention. But every one of us unconsciously have a litany of negativity, of negative words that we say, and we don't even realize it. Again, with the law of attraction, if we're always complaining, what are we going to attract more of? More stuff to complain about. And one of the things I like to do is to challenge myself to have a no complaint challenge, to curb my complaining. And so one of the things, and I've shared it with you, one of my practices, no matter what happens, instead of going to complaining with negative words, if something happens I don't like, I just say, that's fascinating. If I get a flat tire, that's fascinating. If I get an unexpected bill, that's fascinating. If I burn dinner, that's fascinating. If the toilet overflows, that's fascinating. Nobody laughs at my jokes, that's fascinating. So Friday, I make this little chia seed thing with almond milk, and I kind of soak it in it, and I put turmeric and nutmeg and ginger, and somebody's grimacing in the front row, how nasty that sounds. And it is a little bit. Well, I overfilled the thing, and I put it in my fridge, and it's a fridge door, and I opened it, and it kind of rocked the milk, and it spilled over. And I thought, that's fascinating. And the thing is, I started cleaning it and getting paper towels and cleaning it out, and it was all underneath the salsa and underneath all this stuff. And then, as I'm wiping it, I can't get the yellow of the turmeric that's staining the thing. And I thought to myself, that's fascinating. And it sounds silly and playful, but curbing our complaining is important, because sometimes we unconsciously use words against ourselves, against our own peace, against our happiness. What I'd like to encourage us all to do is to find some phrase. And whether it is that's fascinating, or saying, this didn't go my way, but I know God and I can handle this. Or that something good will come from this, even though I can't see it right now. Or I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Or all things are working together for my highest good. I encourage you, find a word, find a phrase, so that when things go bad, instead of complaining, that we could put this in there to curb that complaining and to reduce the impact and the power of our own words that are being used against us, so we can use our words for us. I love Psalm 19 when it says, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. Let the words of my mouth be acceptable means let the words of my mouth be in alignment with the life that God has called me to live. In alignment to the life I want to live and deserve to live. Unity, we use a lot of affirmations. Affirmations do a couple of good things. Number one, it lifts us out of a low energy on a tough time into a higher one. In the Old Testament, it has the words, let the weak say, I am strong. It means that when you're down, claim your power. Claim your hope. Claim your possibilities. That use our words to lift us out when our energy and vibration is low. And the other thing is that affirmations help condition our consciousness to align it with the thing that we want to call forth and attract in our lives. Affirmations are powerful. They elevate us in so many ways. Let's do some affirmations. I'm going to say it, and you're going to repeat after me. I am positive, peaceful, and prosperous. Together. I am positive, peaceful, and prosperous. I am kind, caring, and generous. I am kind, caring, and generous. I am brimming with energy and overflowing with joy. I am brimming with energy and overflowing with joy. Success and good fortune come to me like mushrooms overnight. Success and good fortune come to me like mushrooms overnight. I give in love because I love to give. I give in love because I love to give. I deserve everything I want in life. I deserve everything I want in life. I feel grateful, thankful, and blessed for everyone and everything in my life. I feel grateful, thankful, and blessed for everyone and everything in my life. Each and every day, in each and every way, my life is getting better and better and better. One more time. Each and every day, in each and every way, my life is getting better and better and better. Amen. Woo! I can feel that. But can you see the power of words to lift us up and to condition our minds? It sends out a powerful vibration and energy. Words are powerful, and we have that power and ability to create. We got to do it consciously and allow those words to be in alignment with the life we want to live. The next one is to hold it in mind. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, said, the same thought stuff that God used to create the world is accessible to all of us in all places. In fact, we are always using our creative power to create our lives and experiences. Proverbs 23 says, verse 7, for as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. The power of our thoughts absolutely make a difference about what we experience in our lives. James Allen said, and as he continues to think, so he remains. So if we keep the same thoughts, we're going to experience some of the same experiences over and over again. Somebody once said that 92% of the thoughts we think today, we thought yesterday. So is it surprising that sometimes our lives feel stuck and not improving in any way? Because we're repeating the same stuff. We're holding the same stuff in our minds and keep attracting the same types of things. You know, that creative power, our minds are so powerful. Somebody once said that it can create a hell out of heaven or a heaven out of hell. What our attitudes and mindsets are absolutely influences our experience of life more than the conditions that we're in. I know people that have very simple means, very, very simple lives that are joyful and happy and live abundantly in their thoughts and their minds. And I know people who have so many blessings who only focus on what they don't have, what isn't working, just complaining. It is what is in our thoughts that has the greatest indicator of the quality and our enjoyment of our lives. Holding thoughts of success and happiness and healing and prosperity, you know, and joy and inner peace. All these things are powerful in our ability to attract and create the life we want. I ask you, what is the most powerful thought you can think about your family life right now? What is the most powerful thought that you can hold about your career or self-expression? What is the most powerful thought you can hold about your finances? What is the most powerful thought you can hold about your most intimate relationship? What is your most powerful thought that you can hold about your life and life itself? And if you got an area in your life that isn't working as well as you'd like, what's the most powerful thought you can hold towards that thing? I think sometimes even holding a thought of divine order and God's will being done is a powerful and good thought in any situation. To keep holding the highest and best thought is a powerful thing. Holding thoughts of peace and happiness and success. But you know what's equally powerful that elevates our creativity is holding positive thoughts towards other people. Charles Fillmore said that the quality of prosperity that we experience in our lives is directly related to the quality of thoughts we hold towards others. That when we are able to not only hold thoughts of success and healing and happiness for ourselves, but holding them for others, that is the highest power of creating and attracting a great and wonderful life. Deepak Chopra says 40% of our happiness comes from helping and supporting and thinking of others. You know, good thoughts are powerful. Our thoughts have power, and they attract. And the greatest way is to make sure we are using our thoughts in the most positive way for ourselves and for others, because that will actually elevate ourselves and others to a higher level of life and joy. And the final one is one we don't think about as a creative power, and that is the power of our feelings. To focus the power of our feeling nature. You know, Lynn Grabhorn wrote a book many years ago called Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting. And what she said in it was, we don't just get what we think, we get what we feel. We attract what we feel. And she went to see this little pint-sized baseball player. He'd hit home runs like crazy. And she went up to him. He hit 4 home runs in the game she saw. And he said, "Hey, how'd you do that?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "No, really, think about it. How'd you do that?" I said, "Well, I just feel what it's like to hit a home run. I go out and I hit a home run." And it is powerful what our feeling is like. You know, in that line from Proverbs, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. We only hear, as a man thinketh, so is he. But as a man thinketh in his heart, it is the thought and the feeling that brings the outcome. The thought and the feeling that brings the outcome. In a positive or negative way, our feelings and emotions can attract or repel the very things that we desire. Remember when Job said, "The thing that I've feared has come upon me"? The thing that he feared was to lose everything, and fear was the emotion. It was the thought plus the feeling created the outcome. Sometimes we think, "Oh, I don't want to get hurt, don't want to get hurt, don't want to get hurt in a relationship." What happens? We get hurt in a relationship. When I was a kid, and I think I've shared this one before, it's like when I didn't do my reading assignment in my English class, and the teacher would say, "Who wants to summarize, chapter 1 of blah, blah, blah," whatever it was. And all the keener kids putting their hands up in the air, and I put my head down, and my hands are in the air, and I think, "Please don't pick me, please don't pick me, please don't pick me." What happens? She picked me. I call it the creation equation: thought plus feeling equals outcome. And we sometimes don't utilize the power of our feeling to create more things in our lives. One of the things I've come to realize is that every goal you think you want, it ain't the goal. It's how that thing makes you feel. We say, oh, I want a relationship, I want a relationship. What we really want is we want to feel loved. We want to feel cherished. We want to feel intimacy and cared for. That's what we want. We want the feeling, not just the thing. And sometimes when we say we want a lot of money, it's like it's security or power or freedom. That's what we want. When we say we want a successful career, it's a fulfillment in self-expression or to be able to make a difference. Those are the things we want. I think we need to start looking more at the feeling nature underneath the things that we want, and maybe even starting with that when we set goals, because it is that emotional energy that makes a difference. If I were to say to you, what would be the 5 most dominant feelings you want to experience in your life, what would they be on a daily basis? Maybe it's to feel joy, or maybe it's to feel gratitude, or excitement, or enthusiasm, or inner peace, or passion, or confidence. There are all kinds of things. The question is, what do you want to feel? And do you want to start cultivating and using the power of feeling to attract and create more good in your life? Sometimes we think we can't control our feelings. In my prosperity class, we do this all the time. We practiced feeling what we want to feel. So we're going to do it now. So right now, I want you to feel tired, feel lazy, feel bored. Can you get in that neighborhood? Make yourself feel that way. Okay, now let's go to a new one. I want you to feel excited. Feel excited. I want you to feel energized. I want you to feel powerful. Can you get there? And one more. I want you to feel grateful. I want you to feel peaceful. I want you to feel happy. How many people would say you were able to kind of get there a little bit and help yourself feel what you want to feel? Okay, about 7 or 8 of us. Great. Yeah, I know it. I know it's more of us. But that's how powerful it is. We are creative, powerful beings. It is amazing how powerful we are, but we need to own it. Neil Donald Walsh said many years ago that the absolute worst thought in the world you could ever think is to think that you are powerless and you have no control to change and improve your life, because it is 100% not true. Yes, we all have days that we feel hopeless, we feel powerless, we feel a little overwhelmed, we feel stuck. We have those days. But the truth is, we always have the spiritual resources and abilities to change and transform our lives and manifest something even greater and better. We just need to do 4 things. Is to know what you want to create. Get clear about what it is you desire. Speak the word. Use the power of your words. Curb your complaining. That's fascinating, whatever you need to do. But speak the positive words of what you want to attract or become. Hold it in mind. Hold thoughts of success and positivity and good and abundance, and hold them for other people as well, because that will increase the blessings for us and others. And finally, focus on your feelings. Your feeling nature of exhilaration and joy and gratitude. Add those into the mix, and you will demonstrate and transform your life in amazing ways, because you are a powerful creator, created to create. God bless you all.